Well, dear students, the last topic of class 11 here is Doppler's effect. Doppler's effect. Before going into detail of Doppler effect, I want to explain you, and I have explained many times, sound has three main characteristics. Number one, loudness. Loudness, which is the measure of intensity, or you can say intensity. I have told you intensity of wave many times. Okay, what is the meaning of intensity? Loud sound, if a person can listen sound, then more the energy falling on the receivers or ear, generally I say our ear, per unit area per unit time is the loudness, and this is proportional to square of amplitude. Audible sound has frequency from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, but intensity directly proportional to square of amplitude, and hence the loudness proportional to square of amplitude. For practical understanding, in every school there is a bell, that is a brass disc which is struck strongly, then sound spread in whole school. If you struck it gently, the same sound will be, but that can be listened only up to certain distance. Second, number two is pitch of sound. Pitch, that is shrillness or graveness. So, pitch directly proportional to frequency of sound wave. Higher the frequency, greater the pitch, shriller the sound, and lower the frequency, graver the sound. हिंदी में इसे कहते हैं मोटी पतली आवाज़. बच्चे की आवाज़ पतली होती है तो उसका पिच हाई. Adult sound has lower pitch, though graver, मोटी sound. You can see, if you see TV, and a person in childhood, like any hero in his young age, has some sound, but in older age it has a graver sound, and that's why they feel unable to deliver the dialogue properly. Pitch depend on frequency. Just I told you, okay, pitch of child sound is higher than graver. Why? Because our vocal cord is a thin string, like thin string with frequency 1/2L under root T by M. M is the mass per length. As a person grows, mass per length increases, frequency decreases. So that is pitch. Now third is quality. Quality means same type of organs of sound are there, but we can have a slight difference between their sound. It is due to presence of higher harmonics. A simple wire, in case of single thin wire, along with this fundamental vibration, there may be some higher harmonics present in the sound. A speaker, like any, suppose I am speaking here, I am producing sound, but my sound along with fundamental frequency have some other higher frequencies which are called overtones. So presence of overtones differentiate between the sound of two similar organs. So these are three characteristics. Doppler effect is regarding pitch. Please listen this thing. Doppler effect pitch के बारे में है. Loudness और quality का कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. बच्चे लोग बहुत परेशान होते हैं इससे कि डॉपलर इफेक्ट किसके बारे में है, उनको यही समझ नहीं आता बहुत देर तक. So it is totally Doppler effect regarding pitch or frequency of sound. Loudness and quality has nothing to do, and Doppler effect does not tell any change in loudness or quality. It defines the difference in pitch. So please get my lecture seriously. I am writing here simple definition or simple fact about Doppler effect. Actually, when we read book, I have read many books and got the author always try to keep to explain the things very clearly, and in that way the statement become longer. So I have brief statement about Doppler effect. What is that? If there are two things, source of sound, एक होता है ना source of sound may be a whistle, may be the sound of moving engine or vehicle, or sound of person or singer or any type of sound source. The other is observer. Generally, books use observer, but observer here are listeners. They are listeners. They listen the sound. Who listen the sound is called observer here. And there is one term, relative motion. Relative motion between two objects is said to be there if distance between the two objects is increasing or decreasing. Then we say there is relative motion between the two objects. So what I say here, listen me please carefully. Whenever there is relative motion between source of sound and observer. Observer impression हो गया. Sorry. Observer. Then the frequency or hence pitch or pitch of sound heard by the observer is slightly or is different from the real pitch or real frequency. This is simple sentence here. Whenever there is a relative motion between source of sound and observer, then frequency or the pitch heard observed by observer is found different from the real frequency or pitch. This fact was first discovered by Doppler and hence is called Doppler's effect. Doppler effect. Is called Doppler effect. You may notice when you are standing on platform and a fast train passes the station, you are standing there, so you will feel that sound, pitch of sound was increasing as train was coming to you or coming towards you. But when it leaves the station, the pitch become graver. Sound become graver, pitch become lower. Most sound has higher pitch than roaring of lion. Now, simply I have written one of the relative motion. It's what is the distance between increase and decrease. So here, if distance between source of sound and listener decreases, then observed frequency is found higher than the real frequency, and when distance between source and observer increases, the frequency of sound is found lower than the real. And this is not the only fact. In Doppler effect, the object in sound, the change in frequency not only depend on increase or decrease of distance. The observed frequency does not depend on the increase or decrease of distance. It depends who moves the source or observer or both. This is very important here, that frequency of sound observed by listener or observer does not depend only on the increase or decrease of distance. Just I have told you that when distance increases, it means source and observer are going away by motion of any one or both of them, then frequency is found lower than the actual. But it also depends upon who moves, the source or the observer. This is also a very big factor here. Now in next video I will be deriving the expression for frequency observed by observer. And this topic is very important for you for class 12 or for any exam any competitive exam, whether it is bank exam or it is NDA or any competitive exam like NEET or JEE or AIII. So this topic is very important. And last topic, I always emphasize that the chapter of sound is very simple, but properly meaning of wave is not clear to students, and I have noticed that students are afraid of this chapter while it is simple one. So please watch the video regarding the wave topic again and seriously, and try to adhere to definition given by me. Actually here I have noticed that when we start wave, we simply give the example of a stone dropped in pond of water. That actually create wave. I have told you wave is variation of some physical quantity which transfer energy. People define like this: wave is disturbance. Not disturbance, it is purely disturbance which transfer energy. And disturbance means something get changed. भाई अगर डिस्टर्ब कब होता है आदमी, मैं आराम से अपना काम कर रहा हूँ, दूसरा आ जाएगा, वो अपनी प्रॉब्लम सुनाएगा तो मेरा काम डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा, यानी बदल जाएगा, मैं दूसरे काम पर जाऊँगा. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड डिस्टर्बेंस. सिमिलरली इन वेव, you know, when we define wave, the periodic variation of some physical quantity like pressure, position vector, or variation of density and in electromagnetic variation of electromagnetic field, that periodic variation is wave. तो इस डेफिनेशन पर आइए, आपको समझ में आएगा. अगर आप यही रहे कि वेव तो समथिंग गोइंग लाइक दिस, बच्चों के दिमाग में आता है वेव तो ट्रेवल लाइक दिस. इट इज ए ग्राफ, इट इज इधर एक्स वाई ग्राफ और वाई टी ग्राफ. We represent the variation of displacement of particles by this graph. This is graph only. Wave travel always straight. The sound or the light always travel straight. There are some other properties you will learn in class 12. कि light wave travel straight, light has wave character. So you will notice in my video what is the wave character. So in next video I will be telling you about the derivation of apparent frequency. Thank you. Please like video, share the video, and ask your friend and people who are preparing different exams to see the videos and subscribe my channel, please. Thank you.